Hey, hi everyone. Hi everyone. Welcome on board. Okay, can you guys, am I on live already? Yes, I think I am. Yes. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome on board. Welcome to another terrific GRE King series wherein I would be talking about uh masters in US versus masters in Canada. Now, okay, why I'm going to talk about this topic is because I have taken up a lot of appointments, okay, lot of consultations, lot of people have, come to me and they have spoken to me about, and when they come to me, they want to go abroad, but they are always confused between that, whether you should go, whether you should apply to Canadian universities or whether you should apply to US universities. So this is one doubt, मुझे Canada जाना है कि मुझे US जाना है, मुझे कहाँ apply करना है? GRE तो मैं दे दूंगी, GMAT तो I'll give TOEFL, I'll give IELTS, I'll give all the exams, but where should I go? Whether I should apply to Canada or whether I should apply to US, and how should I figure out कि मुझे Canada apply करना चाहिए कि मतलब course कौन सा select करना है, क्या करना है exactly. So a lot of students have this confusion. So I thought that I would come up with this live session wherein I'm going to clear your doubts today, whether you should do your masters or higher studies from Canada or from US. Okay, so what I'm going to do is no bias. Okay, as I talk to you, I am right now in the US, okay, in Boston. Okay, so I'm not going to be biased towards any of the places, but I'm going to actually tell you facts that that will help you to decide what should you choose on. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do today. Towards the end हम एक conclusion पे भी आएंगे कि क्या करना चाहिए as a student, क्या करना चाहिए, US apply करना चाहिए कि Canada apply करना चाहिए. Okay, so stay glued till the end and understand the facts that will help you decide that which country should be your choice, US or Canada. Okay, are you guys ready? Should we begin? All right. Okay. So let's begin with today's live. Okay. So I have jotted down some of the important facts, some numbers, some figures that will help you to actually, choose what you should do. So I've actually jotted down everything. I want all of you also to pay full attention. Watch this video till the end, till the time we come to the conclusion कि हाँ ठीक है, चलो US apply करो या Canada apply करो. Okay. Chalo. Let's move ahead with this. First and the most important thing in deciding whether you should go to a Canadian university, you should apply, or you should go to US is course selection. Okay, what type of course are you looking for? So if I talk about primarily US, so they have a lot of much better research opportunities than Canada. So they have been funded by a lot of companies, for the research and development sector, whether it is all the booming technologies like artificial intelligence, your MS in computer science, if you want to actually take up, or MS in electronics, or data science, analytics. So if you are very much research focused, so there are a lot of research opportunities here as we talk, as compared to Canada. So US will have more booming global market and more research opportunities. So if you want to get into fields technology fields, so you should ideally choose choose US over Canada. Sorry, choose US over Canada, because R&D is developing and developing and it is funded. There is a lot of money in research and development. Okay, so those fields, if you're interested into, so definitely it should be US. One major factor that a lot of people come to me ki cost बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, if you want to go abroad, so you have to spend a lot and all of those things. So how should we manage that? So in terms of the cost, okay, in terms of your tuition fees, if you are planning to go to Canada, on an average tuition fees for postgraduate courses will be around 13,000 USD. Okay, you're right. I'm talking about dollars. I'm not talking about Canadian dollars. I'm talking about USD. Okay, so American dollars. So if I'm talking about average tuition fees for Canadian colleges, Canadian universities, it's going to be around $13,000. Whereas if I talk about average tuition fees for US universities, so it is going to be somewhere around say $27,000. Okay, that's average. Okay, that's average. नहीं, tuition fees per semester नहीं, tuition fees मतलब तुम्हारा tuition fees एवरेज की बात कर रही हूँ मैं, लोअर हायर नहीं कर रही हूँ. हायर तो यार $40,000 तक भी जाता है यूएस का, प्लस तुम लोग वो सब भी ले लो, तुम्हारा लिविंग एक्सपेंसेस एंड एवरीथिंग. सो दैट this is what I'm talking about, average tuition fees. So average tuition fees for Canada colleges is going to be somewhere around 13,000 USD, and for US college average tuition fees is going to be somewhere around 26-27,000 USD. अभी मैं अगर INR में बात करूँ तो कनाडा का अप्रोक्सीमेटली अराउंड 10 lakhs, तो यूएस का हो जाएगा 20 lakhs. मैं ये ट्यूशन फीस की बात कर रही हूँ एवरेज. ओके, ये लोअर नहीं है, ये हाईएस्ट नहीं है. दिस इज समथिंग एवरेज विच आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. ओके, सो दैट बिकम्स वन फैक्टर. बट I have already told you the tuition fees. What I'm going to talk to you about is average salary once you graduate. Okay, that also matters. ठीक है, सो अगर तुम एवरेज सैलरी की बात कर रहे हो तो इफ यू आर ग्रेजुएटिंग फ्रॉम अ यूएस यूनिवर्सिटी, एवरेज सैलरी पैकेज दैट यू गेट इज समवेयर अराउंड 49 lakhs. Okay, 49-50 lakhs, that's the average that you get if you graduate from a US university. But in similar lines, if I talk about if you are graduating from a Canadian college or a Canadian university, then your average package is somewhere going to be around 30 to 35 lakhs, in between 30 to 35 lakhs INR. Okay, so if you are talking about ki oh my god, US बहुत expensive है, बहुत सारा you have to spend a lot as compared to Canada, तो बाद में जाके इतना that you are going to earn also. Okay, so that also you need to keep in mind. Next important thing which I want to talk to you about, co-op programs. Okay, co-op programs kya hota hai? Co-op programs are nothing but in Canada, this culture is more in Canada, not in US that much. So if you are into a university, so what you can do is you can actually, for one semester, you can work in that related field. Okay, for entire one semester you can work and count it under your course. That is what they called as co-op programs. Whereas in US you have like a lot of internship opportunities and all of those things, but ये co-op का culture ज़्यादा नहीं है वहाँ पे. Okay, so for example, अगर तुम्हारा 4 semester का course है, out of those 4 semesters, 3 semesters you would have to take subjects, and 1 semester entirely you can work in the related field wherever you want. Okay, so that is the co-op culture which is there in Canada but not in US that much. Saying that, Canada mein it is easier to secure like part-time job opportunities. Okay, that is comparatively easier than US. Okay, but in terms of US, if I have to talk to you about, there is a massive job market from Silicon Valley to like multiple startups. So the number of job opportunities are more in US. Okay, but again, saying that, you talk about visa and immigration restrictions, so wo bhi zyada ho jata hai. Like once you are done with your postgraduate studies, so you have around 90 days to secure a job. Okay, 90 days to secure a job on your F1 visa if I'm talking about US. Okay, whereas if I'm talking about Canada, तो उनका कुछ number मैंने लिख के रखा था, 180 days है. Okay, so 90 days US में लगता है within 90 days you have to secure a job to be eligible to stay in the US. Whereas in Canada, once you are done with your graduation, then the time period that you need to actually secure a job is 180 days. Okay, which is also like on the like higher end. Okay, but saying that, I have also written about like some of the lifestyle and expenses if you are talking about Canada mein padna, US mein padna. US definitely is going to be slightly expensive, but wo number one economy, you have like massive job opportunities whichever field you want to get into. Technology field, the jobs are like they pay you really good, specifically like IT fields if you want to get into. If I talk about the ranking of the colleges, okay, ranking of the colleges, agar tum top 100 world rank dekhoge colleges ka, so majority of the higher ranking colleges are in US. Okay, and then in Canada. So quality of education also matters. I'm not saying that Canada is also booming up, but US always has been on top. Like, okay, so if I talk about in terms of all the best universities, the best ranking universities, you talk about Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, Yale, and MIT, all of those universities, Penn State, Caltech, everything is like US. So it has always been number one, but at the same time Canada bhi ऊपर आ रहा है. Okay, in terms of that, so a lot of people choose like Canada over US. Why? Because your average tuition fees is less, or visa immigration issues zyada nahi hote, like you don't whereas you might be hearing all the news and everything that H1B visa issues hai and all of those things. So in US there is a concept of CPT and OPT. Like you can work in the US outside of campus. On campus you can work part time 20 hours per week, but if you have entered the US off campus, you can only work if you have completed 1 year in the US. ओके सो कॉलेज के अंदर काम कर सकते हैं, अगर अगर तुम्हें ऑफ कैंपस काम करना है, सो यू हैव टू कंप्लीट 1 year in the US, देन ओनली यू विल बी एलिजिबल फॉर अ CPT. ओके CPT लेने के बाद ही यू कैन वर्क ऑफ कैंपस फॉर योर इंटर्नशिप्स ऑफ और एनीथिंग. Okay, whereas in Canada that is not an issue. Okay, you can work off campus also. Okay, at the same time US में क्या होता है, once you are done with your graduation you get something called as OPT. Okay, OPT usually just STEM courses रहते हैं. So US is more focused towards, there is a divide between STEM and non-STEM courses. STEM is nothing but your science, technology, engineering and mathematics. So if your course comes under a STEM course, so you get OPT of 3 years का OPT मिलता है. Okay, whereas if it's a non-STEM course, so 1 year का OPT मिलता है. OPT क्या है? OPT is nothing but, for example, if you are completed your graduation from a STEM course, within 90 days if you secure a job for 3 years, you don't have any problem, you can work in the US. Okay, for 3 years if you get a job within 90 days of your graduation, 3 saal tak you can work in the US for your from your OPT, and you get 3 chances of H1B. ठीक है, H1B मिल गया तो और वो 3 years से extend हो जाएगा. Okay, whether as if you are in a non-STEM course, अगर तुम्हारा science, technology, engineering, mathematics के course में नहीं आता है, so in the US you only get 1 year of OPT. 1 year OPT मतलब 90 days job secure करने के बाद 1 साल ही हम काम कर सकते हो, और तुम्हें एक ही चांस मिलेगा H1B अप्लाई करने का. अगर H1B मिल गया तो 3 साल हो जाएंगे. Okay, so that is why all the people aiming for STEM courses, that is science, technology, engineering, mathematics, related to that field, those people prefer US because technology, Silicon Valley, startups, if you want to get into higher salary packages. Okay, US or Canada ka dollar may be difference hai, US dollars as of now is I think somewhere around 75.6 rupees. Okay, 1 USD is 75 rupees. Okay, whereas 1 Canadian dollars will be somewhere around 55. Okay, so that is also a huge difference. Okay, so lot of differences in terms of lot of students prefer ki haan theek hai udhar expenses kam honge, you will get Toronto is the place, Toronto, Montreal, those are the places that that are very student friendly places. You get houses and everything, expenses, living expenses, everything isn't cheap. Okay, but coming to the conclusion that what you should be doing, getting PR in Canada is easy. Yes, Muhammad Shahid, I think, yes. Which university is best for doing MBA in terms of placement? Acha, now, okay, which university is best in terms of placement? Ye question, and when I'm talking about Canada and US, this question is a very huge question. You are talking about some of the world's best universities. Okay, so there you cannot say that, ye one university here which is the best in terms of placements. What you should ideally do is you should see the universities, top 100 universities. Okay, top 100 universities of the world, and you can actually, and in fact you can also check out top 50 universities in US and top 20 to 30 universities in Canada. Okay, and then you can see that what is the average score that is required, what do they look for in an individual. If you are applying abroad, very important thing that you have to keep in mind is profile bahut acha hona chahiye. Okay, they take a huge care and they put a lot of weightage on your profile, they see your overall development. Okay, not only your scores matter but your profile matters, because when you're going to apply, so all the things that are going to be there in the combined package, that matters a lot. Okay, again coming to the conclusion that Canada choose karna chahiye ki US choose karna chahiye, usually there is a saying that you should not put all your eggs in one basket. So people who are confused ki Canada bhi ja sakte hai, some students who come to me are jana hai to US hi jana hai, financial power है, number 1 economy है, सब कुछ बड़ा 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 बड़ा, in US you will get better packages, fees भी ज्यादा रहेगी, tuition fees भी ज्यादा रहेंगे, living expenses भी ज्यादा रहेंगे, but once you start earning, then also your package is also going to be comparatively high. Whereas Canada is also booming up. US has always been number 1, but Canada is also coming in line. Why? Because of all the visa regulations and immigration regulations, lot of people are preferring Canada over US. Okay, so but again जब तुम्हें पैकेज भी मिलेगा तो भी वो comparatively US के comparison में कम ही होगा, because you have paid less tuition fees also. Okay, so bigger companies like for example Amazon is hiring in US and Amazon is hiring in Canada, package में difference रहेगा because ये Canadian dollars में दे रहा है and this person is going to give you in USD and you have spent in INR. Okay, so that is one thing that you have to keep in mind. I usually recommend people, we usually recommend people that, you know, if you're confused, if you don't know Canada US में confusion है, कहीं भी चलेगा and all of those things, what one thing that you can do is you can apply to both the universities. Like, you know, ideally I recommend people when you are doing your applications, so you divide your applications into three parts, which is safe, moderate and ambitious. These are my safe universities, यहाँ पे तो मिल ही जाएगा. These are my moderate universities, which is like, you know, your profile और तुम्हारी score को देख के थोड़ा ऊपर है, but हाँ ठीक है try कर सकते हैं. And the third category is ambitious universities, like, you know, these are super ambitious, much higher than your profile and your scores, but we will try. If we do a good job on the applications, if we build up on our profile, if we have good letter of recommendations, if we have done internships, तो वो भी मिल सकता है. So ideally, usually I recommend to apply to, like, you know, around about 7 to like, you know, 8 universities. I know a lot of people who are watching this and, you know, who have gone to a lot of counselors and lot of consultancies. They tell you that, you know, 5 apply karo, yehi 5 apply karo aur mil jayega. But our approach, like, you know, as GRE King, as Cat King, our approach is slightly different. What we recommend is you apply to, like, you know, 7 to 10 universities divided between US, Canada and safe, moderate, ambitious. उससे क्या होगा, ambitious मतलब तुमने सोचा भी नहीं था यूनिवर्सिटी में मिलेगा, but if you do a good job on the applications, you can get. Okay, so 7 to 10 universities में divide कर सकते हैं. Why? Because later on you can decide. ओके थोड़े कनाडा के यूनिवर्सिटीज अप्लाई करेंगे, थोड़े यूएस के करेंगे. मेरा फोकस थोड़ा यूएस के तरफ ज्यादा है, बट लेट्स डू ऑन कैनेडियन यूनिवर्सिटीज ऑल्सो. व्हाई? बिकॉज तुम्हारे प्रोफाइल के हिसाब से शायद थोड़ा इजी हो सकता है. if you get it, if you get in, like, you know, top 10 of Canada universities, then you would want to go there. Okay, whereas going to, like, you know, agar tumko, for example, you get a admit from a university which is ranking 10 in Canada, and you get an admit from a US universities which is ranking 25 in US, okay, then you might want to consider a Canadian university. Okay, okay, or some people, like, you know, they want that, हाँ ठीक है 25 है तो 25 है, चलो वहां पे जाके देखेंगे, like, you know, you will get better job opportunities, ये काम करने को मिलेगा, you will get better packages, so let's do that. So conclusion, coming on to the conclusion from this, whether you should do your masters from US or masters from Canada depends on lot of factors, depends on your financial preferences, depend on what you want later in life, what are your long term goals. And in order to, like, you know, this stage what you are at when you are actually planning to apply, your focus should be you should apply to both the places, both the countries, and later on once you get the admits, then we can decide on what is best according to our preferences. Okay, long term goals बाद में decide कर सकते हैं. Right now don't keep all your eggs in one basket. We can apply to both the universities once we get the admit, once we get some scholarships, जहां से scholarship आ रही है उसके बाद हम decide करेंगे कि कहाँ पे जाना है. Okay, so a lot of people, okay, so getting PR is easy. Does Canadian universities accept GRE score? Yes, 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 yes. GRE score भी accept करते हैं Canadian universities. They accept. Okay, so there is a misconception in the minds of people. जिसको MBA करना है उसको GMAT देना चाहिए, जिसको MS करना है उसको GRE देना चाहिए. कनाडा में GRE यूज नहीं होता है, कनाडा तो बस IELTS दे के ही जा सकते हैं. Okay, big no. GRE, even if you want to get into an MBA or MS, whatever you want to get into, majority of the universities accept your GRE score. It's not hard bound that, you know, you have to appear for GMAT only. अगर MBA करना है, MS करना है तो GRE करना है. No, ऐसा पहले था, आज से 3 साल 4 साल पहले था, but right now that's not the case. All the universities accept your GRE scores. Canadian universities also the best ones. Okay, if you're aiming for the good universities, they would accept your GRE score. और बस IELTS के score पे, trust me, please just don't go on your TOEFL score and IELTS score. Any university which is telling you that, you know, बस ये IELTS के score पे आ जाओ, बस TOEFL के scores पे आ जाओ, just don't get into that university, because what happens is then there is no competition. The people whom you are going to sit into your university, get into your course, वो भी वैसे ही रहेंगे जो बस IELTS और बस TOEFL दे के आए हैं. तो अच्छा competition नहीं रहेगा. That university is ideally not a good university if it is just accepting you on a language basis. यार IELTS और TOEFL तो mandatory रहता है, वो किए बिना तो you can't enter Canada or US. Okay, so my sincere recommendation to all of you is that, always give GRE. Okay, when a university is accepting GRE and GMAT score, and not only बस IELTS और TOEFL के basis पर नहीं कर रही है, तो वो अच्छी university है, because वहाँ पे competition रहेगा. It is asking everybody to give an exam, and the people that you get, the peers that you get will also be very good. Okay, scholarships also different. That is why I'm asking you, Shahid, that apply to both the universities. Canada universities भी apply करो और US universities भी apply करो. दोनों में scholarships भी apply करेंगे. Lot of government funded, non-government funded, Fulbright scholarships, Ford fellowships, lot of scholarships are available. कभी कभी ऐसा भी होता है कि जहां पे ज्यादा scholarship मिलेगी उधर जाएंगे. Okay, university obviously has to be good. उसमें कुछ compromise नहीं है. If the university is good, if you are getting more scholarship in US than in Canada, you will go to US. If you are getting more scholarship in Canadian college, then you will go to Canadian college. So all of those things where you have to go, that also has a lot of time that actually depends. Okay, so that actually depends. So what you have to keep in mind is, हम apply करेंगे Canadian colleges में भी और US universities में भी. Both the places we will apply. 7 to 10 colleges के बीच में we will apply. The best admit that we get, the best scholarship that we get, the best place which is for in terms of our living expenses and our lifestyle, that is what we are going to choose. Okay, so this is all for today's live. People who are interested in talking more in actually applying, because ideally तुम्हारा November December से round 1 deadline start हो जाएगा, whether it is US or whether it is in Canada. Book an appointment with me. Link is given in the description. मेरा Calendly link दिया है, मेरे साथ appointment book करो. Come on a Zoom call with me, and we can talk more about it. We can actually get you onto the GRE preparation as well as entire applications course. Okay, so application counseling, as in starting your applications, letter of recommendation, statement of purpose. It takes a lot of time. 7 से 10 universities के लिए apply करना है. सबसे पहले research भी करनी है कहाँ जाना है. Okay, so the earlier you start, the better scholarships you can aim, and you will be sorted. Last minute का rush नहीं रहेगा, no pressure. Okay, so you can check the link in the description. There is a course link also given. If you just want to get into the GRE preparation course, you can do that. People who are interested in getting into GRE preparation course as well as pura applications hum dekhenge, tumhare letter of recommendation, statement of purpose, sab kuch, you can actually get into the intensive course, which is worth around 65,000. But right now you can use the coupon code GRE King 50 and you can get in half price, which is 30,000. That includes mentorship session. We will build your profile, we will build your resume, we will do your letter of recommendation, statement of purpose, resume detailing, visa application process, everything. Okay, so that's also available in 50% discount. Check the link in the description, do the course. And people who want to get in touch with me, I've already told you, Calendly ka link diya hai, appointment book kar lo, I can meet you for a Zoom session. This is all for today's live. I will see you same time tomorrow, 10 p.m. for another live series. Till then, bye-bye, have fun, and good night to all of you. Bye. Do you guide for PhD admissions as well? Yes, Rucha, we guide for PhD admissions as well. Any applications you want to do for study abroad, whether it is US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, wherever you want to go. Rucha, what you can do is check the link in the description. Mera Calendly link diya hai. You can actually book an appointment with me and we can talk about it more. Please change time a little bit because 10 baje catking ki class rehti hai. Okay, I'll try to do that. 5:30 को तुम्हारा दूसरा live रहता है, 11 o'clock को दूसरा. So this is the sweet spot which I have booked up for GRE and applications. Okay, so I'll try to do that, but try to speak in. 10 बजे भी class रहती है क्या? मुझे नहीं पता था. ठीक है, चलो देखते हैं what I can do. US time से match करना यार थोड़ा difficult हो जाता है. So 10 p.m. is the time which I thought that no other live is their schedule. So that is why I'll keep this time. Okay, all right. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 10 p.m. Till then, bye-bye and good night.